Up next is SMU head coach Sonny Dykes. SMU is 2-4 overall, 1-1 in the American Athletic Conference. Mustangs were idle last week. Will be in action Saturday at Tulane. Game will be at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, and will be televised on ESPNU. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. Just give us your thoughts on how your open week went as you prepare to get back into West Division play against Tulane, please.
Yeah, we had a good open week. I think it was a good time for us. Coming off of the Central Florida game, we were pretty banged up. In that game, 3 of probably our 4 top receivers, didn't make the trip. So it was good for us to get back and have a chance to get healthy and try to get ready for a good Tulane team. So, had some good practices. We got weathered out a couple of days. We had some storms here in the area and we're not able to practice. We were going to practice some of our young guys in particular and missed a couple of days due to that. But, we made some adjustments and got some good work done and got rested up and hopefully, going to get some guys back healthy. We've been pretty banged up the last several weeks, so that's going to be important for us. We're still trying to develop the kind of depth that you have to be competitive in this league. And so, we got a lot of our young guys some work and some of the older guys as well, and hopefully we'll be healthy and have a chance to play well against Tulane.
We'll take questions for Coach Sonny Dykes, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue. The operator will introduce you.
Our first question is from Billy Embody with 24/7 Sports. Please go ahead.
Coach, good morning. Just kind of wondering what you saw out of the younger guys from that week and any standouts of guys that really made some improvement with the extra reps.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jalen Thomas is the first one that comes to mind. He's an offensive tackle that, we felt like was starting to make a move and starting to get ready to have a chance to play for us. And, he had a great week of practice and worked himself into some competition for one of the, starting jobs. And so, he was the one that comes to mind for sure. I think that it was good to see, some of our freshmen, some of the younger guys, Preston Ellison, Jimmy Phillips, the 2 freshman linebackers. I think both of those guys continue to get better. I think Terrence Newman had a good week. I think he continues to get better as well. Just get more consistent. He's a true freshman D tackle that is learning kind of how hard you have to work at this level and I think he's starting to get more comfortable and starting to play with a little bit more confidence. And those are the guys that come to mind defensively. And then Trey Johnson, I think, on offense, had a good couple of days. And Ben Redding is somebody that continues to improve as well. So, I think those guys all had a good week. And it's important because, we're relying on a lot of those guys to give us depth and to make plays for us. And so I was pleased with the work they got.
And then have you guys developed any sort of plan for the quarterbacks moving forward? I know Will has been nicked up, but Ben played pretty well against UCF there. So where do things kind of stand there?
Yeah, we're just going to kind of see how they practice this week. I mean, honestly, I think that's kind of the, Will was kind of, the guy that had taken control of that job and got into Central Florida and got dinged a little bit. And then, Ben came in and did some good things and so, we're just gonna let him practice and figure out, who deserves to be the starter. And, I think we'd like to get that settled. I think we'd like to have a clear cut starter but I'm not sure we're there quite yet. So we'll see how this week goes practice wise. We had a really good practice last night. We got after it, had a real physical, Sunday, practice. And so, the guys will take today off and, we'll just kind of see how the week progresses.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Billy.
Our next question is from Jerry Fraley with Dallas Morning News. Please go ahead.
Hey, Sonny, thank you for doing this. On the subject of quarterbacks, after the Central Florida game, you didn't seem, and maybe I'm wrong, tell me, but you didn't seem real happy with the overall play from the position. If I'm accurate, did you do anything during the bye week to sort of, maybe have those guys sort of brush up their fundamentals, sort of go back to zero and start building up again? Anything along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one thing that that we try to work hard to do. I believe, we've been able to develop some quarterbacks in the past just because, that's something that we work on all the time. I mean, it's not, we're always trying to work on fundamentals. And, the big thing we're looking for out of that position is consistency, just a guy that can help us make the routine throws and allow our receivers to make the routine catches and make the routine plays. We're not looking for anything exceptional. Exceptional plays happen on their own. Offenses become consistent and good when you can execute at a high level. And I think that's the one area that we've been lacking this year. We just haven't executed nearly as well as we need to. And part of it's just been, general lack of consistency with with skill position players. We haven't had some of our running backs at all this year, and if we have, they haven't been healthy, and then the receivers have been in and out. And, it's just been one of those years where we've had a hard time developing, and that's hard to do the first year in your program because you're trying to get everybody on the same page, and the only way to get on the same page is by reps and practice and spending time. And we've just have had so many guys miss practice, we just haven't really gelled yet. And so that's been the one thing I've been a little disappointed in is that aspect. And part of that's, on us, and we got to do a better job of getting the fundamentals and the little things taught to these guys. And part of it's just been, some bad luck with some, pretty significant injuries at some key positions. And so, we spent a lot of time, so we didn't really do a whole lot different. We didn't spend a lot of time game planning on Tulane. It was just more of executing our basic plays and making sure that we keep developing those guys, whether it's quarterbacks or running backs or wide receivers or really, for that matter, offensive line.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
Our next question is from Chris Dade with NOLA.com. Please go ahead.
Hi. You mentioned you haven't done much in terms of game planning for Tulane, or at least implementing in practice. What are your impressions of Tulane and what they have offensively and defensively?
Yeah, I might have said that wrong. We game planned obviously last week and kind of got that stuff set, but we did spend more time really just on ourselves than we did on Tulane, especially the early part of the week last week. We started, implemented our game plan a little bit on Friday morning and then, worked some more on it last night at practice. But my impressions of them, they're, first of all, I have a lot of respect for Willie. I think he's, all you have to do is look at his record. He's won everywhere he's ever been at every different level. When you turn the film on, they've played really well at times. Obviously what they did to Memphis is, opens your eyes to how good of a football team that they have. They've lost a couple of close ball games that I'm sure they look at and say, we should have won this, could have won that. And so, they've been very competitive this year. And they're playing really hard. Willie's teams always play hard. They're always good on special teams. They play really hard on teams. That impresses me. And then they have a unique style of defense and offense both, and they do some different things to keep you off balance and keep you from getting too comfortable. I think their quarterback situation looks to me like they're starting to get a little bit more settled at that position, and starting to kind of feel good maybe about a starter. And so they're going to be a very good football team. I mean, they've got talent. They've got a lot of guys that can run. And you can tell that as a program, they're starting to gel and starting to play well together. And so it'll be a big challenge for us.
And then this is a little bit of an odd question maybe, but with your team coming here to New Orleans, the Saints have 6 guys from SMU, which is a pretty high number for, I think, any school to have on one NFL roster. Is there anything that you as a program are aware of? Do you have any personal contact with any of them? Will any of them maybe even speak to the team or anything like that? Or?
We're hoping to get them all over. Spend some time with us at the team hotel. I think we're trying to figure out how that's going to work, and they're trying to figure out according to their schedule, and we'd love to see them. A lot of these guys obviously were here before I was here, but they're guys that as a program, it's important for us to get to know and for me to get to know, and so I'm looking forward to seeing them. And some of them it'll be the first time I've met. Others it'll be guys that I've known for a while and have spent some time with, and so it is pretty remarkable that we do have 6 former players. And I think certainly there's more players on the Saints than there is any other NFL franchise. So I'm looking forward to seeing them, and hopefully they'll get over and spend some time around our players and have a chance to catch up.
And then real quick, who are the ones that you know well?
Well, I obviously know Zach Line more by, like I said, kind of reputation, than anything else. And so, he's the one and that I know the best probably, just in terms of, again, watching him play, and I've run across him through the years. And so, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll get them all over and have a chance to spend some time with them.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you so much for your time today. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Coach Sonny Dykes from SMU. Again, Mustangs in action Saturday at Tulane, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on ESPNU.